Good afternoon from Lowell, Massachusetts. It's TeamStrub Day 85, and I'm joined here at the YMCA with two wonderful gentlemen here. So Ray and Kevin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you.
And great to be here. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves? We'll start with Kevin and just tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Kevin Morrissey, and I am the Director of Operations for the Greater Lowell Family YMCA.
Okay, great.
And I'm Ray Adams. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for the Greater Lowell Family YMCA.
Great. Ray, what is the YMCA?
The YMCA is one of the, if not the largest nonprofit in the world. YMCAs are active in over 100 countries. And in the United States, there are almost 1,000 independent YMCAs operating close to 3,000 different branches. Focused on meeting community needs. So a Y in one part of the country may look very different than a Y in another part of the country, depending on that particular part of the country's needs. We're a fairly traditional Y. We run lots and lots of programs for kids. We're focused on three major areas, which all Ys are: youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. And then we develop programs to kind of try to foster those for the folks that we touch in the communities that we serve.
Fantastic. So I misspoke a moment ago. We're not actually at the Y. Where are we today? Where are we situated?
Right now we're at Camp Massafog, which is located in Dunstable, Groton, and about this much in Tyngsboro, Massachusetts.
Okay.
It's a 38-acre facility that services about 700 different kids a summer, up to about 300 to 325 a week, where they do lots of traditional camp activities. Archery, we're actually at the archery range. Archery, boating, swimming, ropes course activities, games, arts and crafts, nature, all that kind of stuff. And kids come from about 30 different towns, and we have 5 school buses that have, I don't know how many stops, probably about maybe 14 different stops all around the region. So
wow.
Most kids come on a bus and leave on a bus. There are a few that parents pick up, but kids are from all over the place. About 50% are from Lowell. We service a lot of low-income folks. We'll do about $70,000 this year in financial aid just at this camp. We have 3 other camps. And then with all the programming of the Y year-round, we'll do close to $600,000 in financial assistance.
Great, great. Talk about the specificity of the need in Lowell. You mentioned that there's a big difference between a YMCA here and maybe in Jackson, Mississippi, which was one of my favorite places to say, Jackson, Mississippi. What makes the YMCA Lowell so special?
Well, Lowell's an interesting community. Lowell was actually a planned city, and it was the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution in this country. So it was really planned around the rivers, and lots of mills were built, mostly textile kind of mills. And so it's undergone quite a bit of change over time. Of course, the mills have been gone for a long time. It's a fairly low-income population, very diverse, extremely diverse. We have the second largest population of native Cambodians in the country, behind Long Beach, California. And it's been an immigrant community since its inception. It started with, Greek, Italian, French, and now we have quite a few Brazilian, obviously Cambodian, West African. So it's a very, very diverse community.
Great, great. You mentioned before one of the big focuses here for your organization is child abuse prevention.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, I'll let Kevin talk about that. He's kind of led the charge on that. And,
okay.
Yeah, we've partnered with the Darkness to Light group, and their sole mission is to help prevent child sexual abuse. Statistics show that 1 in 10 children will have been abused by their 18th birthday. So we've proactively reached out to community partners, schools, youth-serving organizations to try to, reach out into the community and help prevent that. The Darkness Light group says that the tipping point of any community is 5% of the adult population. So our goal is to reach that 5% in each of the communities we serve.
My trip has been about volunteerism, stopping by and being a volunteer. So I want to ask you guys, especially because there are so many people who have grown up through the YMCA, how might an adult, who maybe has been in the YMCA, such as myself, be able to give back in a volunteer role?
There's really 2 different types of volunteers. There's volunteers that volunteer in programs, and then every YMCA, every independent YMCA is its own autonomous kind of being. and there's a volunteer group board of directors that oversees kind of the policy and the public. They'd hire my position, make large policy decisions. When we purchased this property 5 years ago, of course the board had to be very actively involved with that. And so we have about 17 board members, all volunteer, who raise money to help us provide those scholarships, who provide their expertise, and do a lot of work. We just finished our 5-year strategic plan less than a year ago, and we had a very active group of members from the board on the subcommittee that worked very hard on that for close to a year.
Okay, I'm going to pose this question to both of you guys. Both very, very bright individuals. Why do you do your job? What inspires you to choose this profession over, something in, say, the private sector?
I just think it's the relationships that are able to be built, and you can make it on such a personal level. I mean, you get in a school setting or a professional setting, and you have to keep somewhat of a barrier, and we do in our programs as well, but I think it's like a community where those barriers kind of get broken down because there's so many different things and so many different people involved that it's a sense of community, and it makes you feel like you're a part of something, and it's really quite special, and every day is a little different.
Yeah, I echo a little bit of what Kevin said. For me, it's absolutely every day is different. I mean, having the role that I have, I could spend the day at the State House meeting with senators and representatives all day, or I could spend the day at camp. So the diversity of the activities that you're engaged with is very, very rewarding. I started with the Y almost as most people do, kind of by accident. I was working at the college and failed to get work study one year, and went to the job locator service on campus, and geez, I need a job, and the camp director from the local Y called me and said, I need male cabin counselors. Are you interested? And I said, sure. That was 36 years ago, and that has turned into a long 36 years, a very good 36 years.
Wow, 36 years.
But yeah, and again, Kevin said it, it's about the relationships. I mean, whether it's a relationship with the governor or whether it's a relationship with a 5-year-old. I mean, you have an opportunity to impact so many people and tell the Y story, because the Y has the opportunity to impact so many people in so many different ways. And it's very good to see. I mean, as you walked around camp today, a lot of the counselors that you saw, well, I'll give you one example. There's a girl here, she's in college now, Morrissey, and we were talking yesterday. And I said, gee, Marissa, how long have you been here? She goes, we started the same year. She was 6. And now she's one of our lead counselors and really does a fine, outstanding job for the kids. She's one of our absolute best. And it's just rewarding to see that 6-year-old that you met 13 years ago that's now 19 and has just blossomed into a tremendous leader. And to feel you might have had a little something to do with helping that happen.
Great, great. Kevin, I know you mentioned you have a child of your own?
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old daughter.
Are you a parent as well?
I am not.
Not a parent.
Just of all these kids.
Okay, great. Kevin, what's it like, first of all, do you envision your child being a part of the YMCA?
Oh, she is a part. She's done swim lessons, she's participated in soccer and the preschool programs at the Y. So she's already part of the Y family, and hope to continue for many, many years. She's had some great experiences, and she's actually been out at camp. We have some stay lates where I have availability to bring her with me. So she's done a campfire here, and she really enjoys coming out to camp, and we just had her birthday party here. So she's definitely, yeah, she's definitely been a part of camp, and she'll continue to be a part of our program.
And Ray, I want to ask you about you mentioned, it's a fun part of the job when a guy shows up and drops a water balloon on your head, which I
happened today.
May have to edit that into this video. And again, thank you for being a good sport. But the other big half of your job is going to be going out and working with the community. So talk about the support of the community and how they've been able to help sustain the YMCA over these decades.
Well, Camp Massapog is a good example. We purchased this property about a little bit over 5 years ago. It's 38 acres. Fortunately, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's not all in one town, so the cost of the property wasn't as great as you would think. Lakefront property in Massachusetts, you'd think might be very expensive, but it was only $1.2 million. And in the last few years, we've actually eliminated slightly over half of that. So we we'll be owning the camp outright here pretty quick.
Okay.
We run an annual campaign every year for the provision of the scholarships that I referenced earlier, and we raise about $150,000 a year from donors, mostly from individuals, corporations, foundations, that kind of thing. I've been at this Y for 13 years. When I initially came, there was quite a bit of infrastructure that needed repair. We raised about $1 million to roofs, boilers, HVAC units, that kind of stuff, all from foundations and major donors. So we've been fortunate to receive a tremendous amount of philanthropic support over the years to help us do what we do.
Fantastic. Guys, where can people learn more about the Lowell YMCA? Website, social media?
So, all of that.
Yep, we're on Facebook, Greater Lowell Family YMCA, Twitter as well, and then our website is greaterlowellymca.org.
greaterlowellymca.org.
Yep.
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you.
We would like to acknowledge and commend you for this. Is obviously a major undertaking. You're on day 85, something like that, and you must be tired, I'm assuming.
I'm a little tired, but I do want to say thank you so much to for you guys, first of all, for having me today, but also to the Lowell, the Greater Merrimack Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Was able to put me up in a room last night, which was really
that was nice.
It was really, really nice to get a good night's sleep. So thank you so much for taking the time today, guys. And it was great to meet so many of these kids today, too. It really was. I learned a few things today, and I wanted to chat here at the archery area because I actually got to shoot a bow and arrow for the first time this morning, which was really cool. And I got to play Gaga for the first time.
How'd that go?
It looks like we're out of time. I'm so sorry. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.